Okay, well, today we are joined by Madalina from Expath Global. Thank you very much for joining us today, Madalina. How are you doing?
Thanks a lot, Leona. Thanks a lot for inviting me. I'm fine. Happy to be taking part in this.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming along. Expath Global are a global mobility services marketplace. Are you able to tell us what is a digital marketplace and why are they so popular these days?
Thanks a lot, Leona. And that's a great question. I can't answer that specifically without explaining more and giving more details about marketplaces in general.
Yes.
I will have to ask you another question in turn now. Like, do you like having options and choices when you go shopping?
Definitely.
Definitely, right? Because you're the client, correct? Where you're in the shoes of the client and you love having options and choices. I guess since the dawn of humanity, right? People have been attracted to marketplaces one way or another, right? Because they create actually an entire community gathers in a marketplace, right? They sell, they purchase, they discuss available options in the market, they make their choices. And after various considerations, they actually buy whatever they need, right? So everything is out there in the open, right? The sellers, the reputation of the sellers, the merchandise, the products, everything is there and there is complete transparency.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, nowadays we're talking about digital marketplaces, correct? That serve millions of people all around the world, right? They are a fast and quite easy and convenient way for clients to find answers to their problems, right? To their questions, to their needs, and a great sales channel for sellers, service providers, however you want to call them, to expand their businesses, right? I would take the clients first, right? Why are marketplaces popular as far as concerns the clients, right?
Yeah.
So you mentioned a bit earlier that you want choices, correct? We all want choices.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the power of choice, okay? Which is encapsulated in a marketplace, and that is one of the most important things clients are looking for. Mm-hmm. Clients want choices. Let's never forget that, right? They do want choices, and e-commerce is quite an agile channel and an agile medium that allows and permits customers to be in control, actually, of their purchases experiences, right? They can navigate. They can walk around, they can just window shop, they can assess the options, they can choose the they can choose the seller that they want, that they prefer, right? Mm-hmm. And they can pay however they want. Choice, actually, to go a bit further, choice means actually power, right? Yeah. All vendors, sellers, service providers, call them however you want, they're actually competing for the same clients, right? For the same money, for the same attention.
Yeah.
Which actually means that the power to choose is in the hands of the clients. Now, this transparency and this openness, right, where everything is out there, might not be to the liking of some sellers in our industry due to various reasons, obviously. But I'm going to be a bit of a myth buster, let's say, here, and tell you that after reading a couple of professional research, I remember, for example, a KPMG study right now, purchases are not solely based on pricing, right? Mm-hmm. And here I'm trying to think about, well, actually, we should really overcome this blockage, this fear that we have in our industry that, oh my God, if I do anything in the online, if I put up my prices, if I enter an online shop, if I create a website or whatever with prices in it, the client will always buy from the competition because clients always want the cheapest price, the lowest price. That's mm-hmm. not true. Getting back to the KPMG study that I'm remembering right now, they were explaining that actually the whole purchase process has become has become like a web. Clients and customers somehow moving seamlessly between offline and online, right? And truly making research of their options before actually buying anything, right? Moreover, the customer experience, the customer journey apparently is more important, surpasses the price or the service as the key brand differentiator, right? So clients do not only look at the cheapest, at the lowest price.
Yeah.
That was the story for the clients. Let's say for the service providers, for the sellers. I guess, well, why they are popular? Why a marketplace is popular? I guess first of all because you're becoming part of a community, right? Part of a network, and therefore you increase your chances of being chosen as a supplier of choice by a potential customer that enters the respective community, respective marketplace, because marketplaces are communities. I'm going to use a story here that we really like because we can relate to that a lot, and it's a story that Jeff Bezos from Amazon told it sometime in the mid-90s, where when he was drawing on a napkin a flywheel, right? Like a flywheel that never stops. It never ever stops. He explained that more clients means more sales. More sales mean more sellers that want to be part of that community. And more sellers obviously will bring more services, which in turn will bring more clients, right? So it's pretty straightforward. And I think this is how we as a marketplace are planning to create like a network effect.
Yeah.
And the explanation Bezos gave is actually based on the Grand Bazaar of Istanbul, right? One of the traditional and oldest marketplaces models. So historians apparently discovered that as the number of shops in the bazaar, right, the stalls, the number grew and increased in the bazaar, so did the traffic of potential customers. And immediately afterwards, so did the sales, right? And everybody started actually to sell more because they were more, not only one or two or three, but more. The clients were attracted to that pool of sellers gathered all in one single place, actually. So to put it back and be more specific, in our industry, this would mean we have destination service providers in our industry. We have immigration firms. We have taxation consultancies. In general, global mobility service providers that can join forces, right? That can register in one single marketplace, and well, with each of them with their own local business and their own local know-how.
Yeah.
We will have all together basically the opportunity to create a unique ecosystem, right, around this model, right? Yeah. So obviously, clients will have more options to choose. And
then
again,
we have more options.
And we have more options to sell.
And we have more options to come together and
come together as a community.
Collaborate and things like that as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Thanks very much. That was very detailed. What is your story? What is the story of your tech ecosystem? How did you end up building technology?
Yeah, we had this crazy idea well, for a couple of years actually, because we tried to think about possible ways and methods to grow our business. We're coming from a local service provider, right? So this is how the whole idea was born. And we were thinking what can we do to scale our business, to grow our business? How can we find more direct clients out there? You know, what can we do to increase the chances of being chosen by clients as their preferred supplier, right? That was on the one hand. And on the other hand, my colleague Elena has a very, very nice story, because this actually happened to her, and the whole ecosystem is her brainchild. We were having a major corporate client And at some point, we got a meeting with a global sourcing department of that client, right? They were located in Switzerland somewhere. So they wanted, we prepared for the meeting, right, with the head of sourcing. But the head of sourcing told my colleague a very, very important thing, because they couldn't make changes on the global contract, right? At that point, and everybody needed a global presence, one single company that would cover the whole world for that corporate client.
Right.
They wouldn't just split, they wouldn't go local, right? And he asked my colleague, right, why don't we in our industry, the global mobility industry, right, why don't we organize ourselves into an union? A union. This was like, I mean, having a union in our industry is a bit mind-boggling, right? But anyway, that somehow stuck with us. So the idea of a union was really mind-boggling, right? But combined with the need for transparency and the need for empowering local providers like ourselves to sell more and be more visible, the idea of a marketplace was born, basically, right? Instead of creating a union in the industry, we decided to build a marketplace, which is actually a global tool, right, that allows reputed service providers at local level to grow their businesses.
Yeah, I think it's really good idea. So just to help everybody understand, if we can take a specific example, there's a company that needs to send assignees to Australia, maybe for a 2-year assignment. How does Expath Global support that?
Yes, so let's talk specifics. So we built not only a marketplace; it's actually a SaaS-enabled marketplace. I will make it more. I will try to take the confusion out of this symptom. So the marketplace is there in the sense that the respective company that wants to send any company that wants to send an employee, right, anywhere, they can create an account. And they can start searching for the relevant services they might need, like immigration services, visa, destination, taxation, social security, all kind of global mobility services that they need for their employees, right? They can navigate their website. They can assess and compare and contrast providers, sellers, like in the Grand Bazaar in Istanbul, right?
Yeah.
and they can actually buy whatever suits their needs, because the needs are different as clients are different, right? Once they buy the service, everything will be tracked. So we give them the power to track and have under their close supervision the whole process in a SaaS platform, right? A case tracking management system, which is connected to the marketplace. So basically they will see all the sellers that they're using, all the services that they're buying, all the progression, the entire progression of a case, right? Like how long do I have until the work permit is done? When do I have the home search, and so on and so forth, right? More than that, to support also the individual assignees, the employees, actually, we are in the final stages of developing an Expath mobile app that would actually grant them access to the marketplace as well, right? So from the marketplace, not only the companies will buy the services they need, but also their own employees who might need more services than what the company has bought already for them, you know? Both the client and the customers are actually served, because we know very well that in our market we talk about quite a diverse market. Some companies do cover a lot of services. They will buy a lot of services for their employees, but perhaps not for the families. Or they will only buy compliance, but not moving or relo or whatever. So there are a lot of scenarios to be covered by offering a marketplace with a wide range of services. we can cater for all the possible needs, right? Also for the needs of the client and also for the needs of the customer.
Yeah.
The end customer, which is who is the expatriate.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. No, that's really good. That's really helpful.
I hope it's a bit, well, it makes sense, right?
Yes. Yeah, it definitely makes sense. Definitely. And you mentioned transparency a little bit earlier on in our industry. Definitely transparency is something that all clients are looking for. Do you think people are ready to be transparent? I mean, some of us are you did mention a little bit nervous about sharing sharing prices, sharing the same spotlight with our competitors. How do you respond to that?
Yeah. I'm going back to the power of choice, right? We might not be ready for transparency in our industry as service providers, but if we switch for just a second and we become clients in our minds, we do want that transparency, right? You want it, I want it as well, right? so it's not a matter of actually if it's going, it's like a matter of when this is going to happen, either you like it or not, you know. So I'll be getting back to the power of choice, right? That entails the whole transparency and democratization of a whole industry. Clients want choices, right? They want to use technology, and most important, they will want transparency. So it's something that the client wants, and they will trigger the change sooner or later. They will trigger the whole change. We have a saying in our company that in the online you cannot hide. You know, it's something like a bit scary, you know. In the online you really cannot hide, you know. So use of the online tools and tech tools and everything related to the online environment might be a bit frightening. But if you're a great professional and you offer great services and great experience to your clients, I don't think you have anything to fear, actually, you know, because you trust who you are and you trust your services and you trust your business.
You're offering.
If your service is not exactly okay, right? Well, there are a lot of other reasons why. But let's say if your service is not exactly okay, you might want to improve very, very fast, right? Because otherwise you do not have any chance in the online market, you know, like online works only when you have all the cards on the table.
Yes.
So this would be the answer, actually. I mean, clients are triggering the need for transparency and democratization, and it's going to happen. Let's hope sooner rather than later.
Yeah,
but it's going to happen.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And finally, what would be the business values and business impact of marketplaces for the sellers or expert local providers? Sorry.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for this question. It's one of my favorite questions, actually. It would be a lot to discuss here, but marketplaces are as old as commerce, right? I mean, as I said before. So as long as there are buyers and sellers, there have been like bazaars and markets, farmer markets, stores, whatever. For companies, let's say, just that just opened up their businesses or are new in the global mobility arena, they might use our marketplace for going to market faster, for example, right? As a means to enter the market faster towards possible clients. Yeah. For companies already delivering amazing services in the global mobility sector, being present on a marketplace can, for example, can grow their direct client base, can help with their brand recognition and awareness, obviously, can boost their sales faster, because it enables them actually to penetrate the market faster with significant lower costs in terms of marketing and sale, because the marketing and sale will be done by the marketplace. And I think the most important impact of marketplaces could be summarized in that network effect I was talking about a bit earlier in the Bezos story, right? Because once marketplaces reach a critical mass, a critical point, the network effects will appear, they will kick in, right? Yeah. And we'll find ourselves in that flywheel that never stops. Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
Super.
Yeah, and we were saying before we started recording that we were both a little bit nervous at switching roles. You're normally the interviewer, but I think you've done extremely well as the interviewee as well, Madalina.
Super. We are not. This will be cut, right?
Yeah, we can if you want, but I wasn't gonna.
Yeah,
no,
super.
Thank you very much for your time. I think that was all really, really informative, and really good of you to give up your time today and come and speak to me. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Diona, for inviting me. It was a pleasure.